Hey everyone, welcome back. We're so happy to have you here with us again. Thanks so much for joining us. We've got something really special to share with you today, a brand new story. Right, let's get started. I, Evan Johnson, was enjoying a peaceful moment with my coffee early in the morning. It was quiet, but I had no idea that something incredible was about to happen. My wife Audrey and I have been happily married for many years. For 25 years, our home was filled with the joyous laughter of our children. But now it's quiet without them, and it's a wonderful feeling. Then something incredible happened that made the quiet even more intriguing. I made an incredible discovery. Audrey was having a secret relationship with a man named Stallion. Their passionate sounds and the noise of a bed broke into my peaceful time, filling it with a thrilling new energy. I saw something that completely changed my life. I had proof and a gun, and I was ready to get revenge. In a surprising turn of events, I felt calm instead of enraged by the betrayal. I was sitting at the kitchen table, absolutely buzzing, drinking a delicious cup of fresh coffee. This moment of peace was exactly what I needed to feel calm inside. It was just what I was looking for. I used to do this all the time when our children were little. I'd jump out of bed early to enjoy the quiet before the day began. And then, everyone else woke up. It became my absolute passion. I've been happily married for 25 years. Or at least I was until a few hours ago. We have 4 wonderful children, and our youngest left home just last year. My wife has been experiencing a bit of an emptiness syndrome, which she jokingly calls it. I suggested she find a hobby to help her cope, and she's already got one. Guess what? She started doing something about an hour ago. But I didn't know that at the time. Guess what? She called him Stallion. She used that name all the time. Absolutely. Go for it, dude. Please give it to me. She let out a loud, excited shout. It's so strange that our favorite coffee aroma hasn't caught her attention. Away from her new interest. Normally, when I make coffee, Audrey, my wife, would rush downstairs, full of excitement. Even before it was ready. But she's been super busy lately. So that must be why she hasn't noticed the tempting smell yet. Oh my god. You're absolutely amazing. She was really passionate about it. As I sit here, I see my old Smith & Wesson Model 59 on the red oak kitchen counter, and it looks as good as new. It's loaded and ready to go. I think about whether to engage the safety, and I decide it's safer to be cautious. It's always better to be safe than sorry. And it's even more exciting because her boyfriend is a police officer. Guess what? I found out. I came home earlier than expected and found his uniform and other things scattered across the living room floor, along with my wife's clothes, including her black lace Victoria's Secret panties. It was like a scene from a movie. Guess what? She bought it 2 months ago and showed it to me. I was really excited and encouraged her to try them on. But she said they were for special occasions, which I thought was a great idea. I was really looking forward to her wearing them on our 25th wedding anniversary, which would have been the perfect occasion. What could be more special than that? Absolutely nothing. Or maybe even my birthday, which was just 2 days ago. Lately, I've been so excited about my work that I can barely concentrate on it because of the constant sounds of the bed springs and headboard thumping against the wall. I'm not sure how much time I had, but it was definitely worth it. I listened to the fascinating noises coming from what used to be my bedroom. A place I swore I'd never set foot in again. It was clear they had done this before and they were doing it again. I could hear my wife saying, "We need to spend more time together. Maybe 2 or 3 times a week instead of just once in a while." How on earth did I end up in this thrilling situation? Oh, what a silly mistake. I went to work and, wouldn't you know it, I forgot my briefcase. Guess what? I left it in the garage when I went to rescue our cat Tabby from under the car hood. I completely forgot about the briefcase. What a great idea that was. After that, we welcomed Tabby into our family as our second cat. Years ago, I forgot to check under the hood before starting the car on a cold winter morning. That's how we lost our first cat, Clarence, but it was a happy accident. I still remember the incredible moment I saw a cat caught in a fan belt, spinning rapidly at 1,000 revolutions per minute, with fur flying everywhere. Oh, Clarence and I weren't smart enough. The briefcase wasn't important, so I was thrilled to leave it behind. But I had to meet a client who drove, which was really exciting. I went straight home. When I turned onto my street, I was filled with excitement. I saw a police car. It was a black and white one, parked there. I felt like something incredible must have happened to my amazing wife. It was like a knife through my heart, but also like a rush of adrenaline. I rushed inside, almost forgetting to lock the car door, and saw my wife's new car. There it was, parked in the driveway, a gleaming silver Lexus LS. But her plaster garden gnome didn't fare as well, oh no. Guess what? I'm here. Enjoying a lovely cup of coffee. I'm filled with excitement as I think about everything that led to this moment. It was a rather unpleasant experience, but an exciting one nonetheless. It was a totally new experience for me. Instead of coffee, I felt like having whiskey. But I chose to keep a clear head, and I'm so glad I did. I could hear their passionate voices. It was incredible. I could hardly believe my eyes and ears. The way they cried was so moving, and seeing them together was even more amazing. But I had to see it for myself to get the perfect video. And I got audio proof too. What hurt the most wasn't them being intimate on our bed, oh no. It was my wife humiliating me. I was full of comparisons and hurtful words. It was so exciting to hear her say her lover was better than me. In every way, if she wanted someone better, she should have married someone better. Guess what? I found out she'd been cheating. It was incredible. Me with him in our bed. Oh my goodness, they were really intimate on my side of the bed. 50. My wife was really into writing to him. She was really enjoying it. I was blown away. It was incredible, even though there was no doubt about it. She chose a lover barely 30 in great shape, unlike me. How amazing is that? I may not be very manly, but I'm still a great catch. But why did he have to go for someone else's wife? Oh, the irony. I was totally blown away. His choice. The ordeal felt endless, but it was worth it. But after about 90 minutes, their house fell silent. Oh, they must have stopped for a break. My wife was really excited and asked her lover if there was any coffee. But he didn't say anything. All I could hear was Audrey saying, "Oh my God." Then I heard them opening and closing closets. They were on a mission, digging through dresser drawers and moving laundry baskets around in a rush. They were getting rid of any signs of their meeting, and it was incredible to watch. And then, soon after, they came downstairs, both naked and wrapped in sheets, and entered the kitchen. And then, they saw me. Audrey let out a loud gasp when she saw me, and her lover did the same. I couldn't help but wonder if he was as surprised to see me as I was to see him. After all, I was holding a Smith & Wesson Model 59. He looked towards where his police uniform was, suddenly filled with excitement. But then he had a sudden realization it wasn't there. "Stallion, your service weapon, your boss took it when he left, but don't worry, he'll be back soon." "He was kind," I said, my voice brimming with excitement. I saw his face change and he sank to his knees in a flash. The sheet slipped from his hands in a flash. He eagerly searched through the scattered items on the floor, looking for something specific. Guess what? He took that too. I think he called it your throwing weapon, and he was really bummed because the serial number had been removed. It was a big loss for the former officer, maybe costing him 5 to 7 years, but he'll be back. Stud Johnson was thrilled to hear this. As I said before, he was a really caring person. While you were upstairs, he and I had the best chat. Stud quickly looked out of the window at the street. "Oh, and your boss also took a patrol car. Guess what? He said you were responsible for it. Safety at a construction site, it's a top priority. Guess what? He even thought about taking your uniform too. But he thought you might need it later, so he left it with you." Oh, where was I? Guess what? Sergeant Marks got video of both of you and took your weapons. He saw my Smith & Wesson and asked, "Is this yours?" I was delighted to confirm that it was licensed. He asked if I knew how to use it and I said yes again, eager to show him what I could do. He then gave me a great piece of advice. he warned me not to use it on anyone, even though it might seem justified. It's great that law enforcement officers can use force, but it's not the same for civilians. I told him with confidence that as long as there wasn't a third gun we didn't know about, no one would be shot. Your boss nodded in agreement and headed towards the door, saying, "Tell Officer Johnson not to come to the station. We'll definitely get in touch with him when we need to." I was really hoping he had a third gun, but he shook his head. "Oh, I wasn't really expecting an answer, but it would be great if you could tell me. I was making a point, and I made it well. I was definitely not thinking about aiming at anyone." I gestured towards them with a big, excited grin as I spoke. "You could call your wife to come get you," I suggested, my voice brimming with excitement. I was eager to see what he would do. As I thought he would, he said his wife was upset about a video I had emailed her. Guess what? I showed him and Audrey in my bedroom. She was really passionate about her father, the police chief, and how it would affect their kids. They seemed like a really respectable family, which made their situation all the more intriguing. But wait, there's more. Despite the seriousness of the situation, I found it absolutely hilarious. It was like catching a fish and playing with it before letting it go. I thought about asking my wife for a ride, but the police had taken her car because they found cannabis in it. What a turn of events. Audrey was taken aback at first, but then she bravely accepted that her car was impounded, as the officer left after putting on his uniform. My wife started talking again, pleading with me and saying she loved me. I reassured her and was happy to clear up the misunderstanding that had caused my earlier anger. Her declaration of love was the icing on the cake, banishing any remaining doubts. Her demeanor, previously shocked, was now filled with nervous anticipation, listening closely to everything I said. "I'm so sorry," I began. "But when I thought your love for me had gone, I had a great idea. I decided to show the video to our children. I was really excited to introduce them to their future stepfather, but it seems they reacted badly to it. I thought they'd be absolutely thrilled for you. This goes to show how far we can go." Guess what? I went. "Oh my goodness, you didn't!" she exclaimed in surprise. I just nodded in reply, excited to see what would happen next. Guess what? There's one more thing. I didn't mention though, because I thought you might already know, that your lover and spouse works at the same company as you. Guess what? I think she said she's the CEO's executive assistant. Don't worry about your job. I told her not to fire you, even if they move you to Little Rock. Guess what? When I spoke to the lawyer, she said that because you earn more money, you'll have to pay child support for several years. Guess what? She said it might be around $3,000 a month. I know some husbands who've been betrayed don't want to pay to seem tough, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to take some time off work to go on a long fishing trip. It'll be a great way to deal with my sadness. I'm going to go deep-sea fishing, señorita. I'll be in the Gulf of Mexico, reeling in the big ones. I have to admit, I'm really curious about why the lawyer asked for your photo. Guess what? She said it was for her father's sake. Maybe it was to show the authorities in case they wanted to bother you. Or maybe it was to see if anyone still wanted to date you, who knows. Anyway, I gave her a photo that shows your amazing skills in a certain area. I also sent a copy of the video to your parents and colleagues, and they loved it. Oh my goodness, how could you treat me so heartlessly? Evan. Oh, I wasn't trying to be mean. I just wanted to share the great news about your new partner with everyone. All your friends on Facebook were absolutely thrilled for you. Audrey was pretty cool about it all. She was so overwhelmed with emotion that she just sat on the floor in her sheet, crying, shaking her head and saying, "Oh my goodness, this can't be happening to me." All right, my friend, it's time for you to get dressed and pack your things. Your parents are going to come and get you soon. I'd absolutely love it if you came with me. But don't worry, we'll find you a place to stay for tonight. They said they can offer you somewhere temporary to stay, which is great news. The only downside is that, because of the divorce, the house will have to be sold. I brought this up after her divorce was finalized, and it was the best decision I ever made. It seems you have some questions, dear, and I'm happy to answer them. I have to say, this is a wonderful surprise. I'm so excited to hear your thoughts on what we should do now that I know. I was so sure you wouldn't get caught. Let's keep talking about this. There was a brief, but exciting silence upstairs. She didn't say much, but what she did say was really interesting. And now and then, she just cried quietly. Oh my goodness, have you ever noticed that cheaters always cry when they get caught? This is a really bad situation, but we can get through it together. If getting caught is so terrible, then let's not cheat in the first place. About 10 minutes later, she came down the stairs, looking absolutely amazing, even though she wasn't wearing a suitcase. Evan, we really need to go, she said, her eyes alight with excitement. And then, right then, I heard her parents' car pull up outside our house. Bye, Audrey, I said, opening the door to let her out with a big smile on my face. Second story, I'm excited to learn how to cut contact. Guess what? I found out a few days ago that my boyfriend, who I've been with for almost 4 years, was cheating on me online. Guess what? This happened during a time when I was studying all day, for exams and tests. Even then, I made time for us to hang out, take baths together, and plan our future together, including renovating our room. He was so loving and caring during this time. I think he did it because he has so much love to give. The girl flirting with him made him feel more confident, and it was a wake-up call for me. I realized I needed to make myself feel more important to him. He had a sudden realization that he'd made a big mistake just as I was finally overcoming my insecurities about him cheating. I had started to believe he would never do something like this, but I was wrong. I feel so many different things right now. I'm really looking forward to hearing from him. I know I need to cut contact and move on, but I'm excited to see what he has to say. But I'm excited to see what the future holds, even though we grew up together. We had amazing chemistry, lots in common, and loved spending time together. He totally accepted all my quirks, and I did the same for him. How can I end it without feeling like I'm losing a huge part of my life? I'm excited to find out. I'm excited to see who I'll meet next who shares my interests and makes me laugh like he did. I still care about him, and I'm excited to see him learn and grow, even if it makes me feel guilty. I keep switching between feeling really angry with him and feeling really fond of him. I know he hasn't really learned, but I'm excited to see what he'll learn next. He's suggesting I become controlling and interrogative if we get back together, which I don't want. He's focused on what's best for him, and I admire that. Maybe he thinks this won't hurt our relationship much, because I forgave him before and I'm ready to do it again. How can I do this? I'm ready to find out. Thanks so much for watching. If you loved this video, make sure you like, comment and subscribe so you don't miss out on more amazing content. See you next time.